all the way from Mina. Let's go to Yola now in Adamawa State, where Ayo Zubakun, our senior political correspondent, is there monitoring the situation. Ayo, it's good to have you join me this morning. What's the situation in Yola?
Good morning, Mike. It's a different ball game here for the governorship and State House of Assembly election. If you check out what happened 3 weeks ago, and you will see a lot of improvement. Now, that's about after 8 a.m. in the morning, and all the electoral officers and the polling units. This is Korean College here in Yola, and I have 10 polling units within this college. It's quite strategic because this is like the largest area that you have, like 10 polling units. But one thing that has improved significantly is that we got here around 7 a.m. and in getting here 7 a.m., all the electoral officers, they were on ground already as at 7 a.m., which is a big improvement, a departure from what happened 3 weeks ago. Now, you see, the electoral officers are the one waiting for the prospective voters right now. So they've manned everything, they've set up their cubicles, and the BVAS machine has been reconfigured, as confirmed to me by the resident electoral commissioner yesterday. It has all been refigured and reconfigured, and what you have here is 4,104 polling units across the 21 local government area here in Adamawa State. So we are waiting for would-be voters, prospective voters, to just come in and exercise their franchise. But, you know, Mike, it's too early to actually, you know, give an overview of what will happen, because at the end of the day, we are expecting, we will be looking at closely at the performance of the BVAS machines. We'll be looking closely after 2 p.m. when voting is done, after counting, that if the BVAS is going to be able to transmit immediately after counting, after filling the form EC8A, if they're going to get these BVAS machines to be able to transmit results to the IRF cloud of the Independent National Electoral Commission. So we're looking at these areas, how the BVAS is going to perform across, and the time limit in which each and everybody will be able to vote here and exercise their franchise, and we expect that it will be a big improvement from what we had during the presidential election, as assured us by Professor Yakub Mahmoud of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Mike.
All right. It's quite interesting to understand how early election officials and materials have arrived, far ahead of the voting commencement time. We're counting down, I think it's about 8:23 now, and we're counting down to just a few minutes before the commencement. But one thing I'd like you to help us do now, we don't know the number of people who have arrived, but if your camera can pan round for us to have a view
I'm sure.
of where you are, so we can see, it would be nice.
Prospective voters are waiting around, just waiting for the electoral officers to give them a brief of how this whole thing will go down. And you can see in each of these polling units, you have people locking around. Each of the polling units locking around here, just waiting to actually exercise their franchise, waiting for the stop time. And if you can see, there's a polling unit down here, one other polling unit, people are already gathered, you know, waiting to vote. And they're going to go through the process of the accreditation through BVAS. And you can see that other polling units, they have a kind of queue already. People are lining up already, you know, waiting to start. And this is the situation around the Korean College, and we expect that people will still come in because they have over 10,000 voters, you know, prospective voters in this particular college and all the polling units. One other thing is even certain is that, okay, I think this polling unit is ready. The the electoral officers are already giving the guidelines to the voters, and they've started like lining up just orderly in that queue, waiting for how the whole thing will go down. So this is a polling unit right now. And when are you going to start? 5 minutes more. So you're ready. Everything is ready here. So when are you going to brief them about how the whole thing is going to go down? Okay, okay. And this is unit what? Okay. Unit 005. 005 here. So they are waiting patiently. 8:30, any moment from now, Mike, they are going to start the exercise.
It's really interesting, Ayo, I must say, seeing the enthusiasm and the readiness there ahead of the arrival of people to come and vote. It's really interesting, and it complements the report we got from Maiduguri earlier, where election materials and officials were on ground 7 o'clock, 1 hour, or over 1 hour ahead of the time, and that's what we're getting from where you are right now. Now, Ayo, talk to us from the perspective of security. Adamawa State had been in the news in the past few years, but there has been calm in the last year and months. What is the sense that you're getting from people? Is there anxiety, or there's enthusiasm when it comes to the fear of insecurity or calmness? What is it?
Yes, Mike, you know, Adamawa State used to be one of the northeastern states embattled by Boko Haram for some years. But I can tell you for a very long time now, apart from places, local government like Mobile local government, for a very long time now, there has been kind of respite in Adamawa State, and the terrorists have not been able to carry out their attacks here. So when you compare it to what happened 3 weeks ago, people came out, you know, people came out en masse to actually exercise their franchise. We have over 2 million registered voters here, but going by the figures that they turned out during the presidential election, they were able to turn out just 769,000 registered voters that actually partook in the presidential and the National Assembly election. We hope that today is going to be a kind of improvement from what that figure, because if we have over 1.6 million people that actually took their permanent voter card for ahead of this exercise, it is expected that, with the result of 2 weeks ago, that they are going to turn out. And with this enthusiasm here, it's just 8:30 now, and at about now, this exercise will start. You can see them, they are waiting anxiously and eagerly for the exercise to actually kick off, Mike.
All right. Thank you very much, Ayo Zugbaku. We're expecting that to commence in about 2 minutes from now. It's 8:28, and we expect the voting to commence. Thank you, Ayo Zugbaku, for reaching us. We'll certainly come back to you as we get along.